3-by-1 set. Okay. And we'd widen our splits. Okay. And what you notice here is we're in 12 personnel, right? You have the ability to get an 11 and 12, and we got 2 tight ends at the point, right? So now you got a guy blocking here. You got a guy blocking here. Whether you want to be in a 12 picture, getting an 11 picture, it kind of gave you the ability to do that. Along with moving the back, now you had options to attack different sides of the field, right? Whether we wanted to run GT to the boundary, we can run counter to the field. But now we had the ability to remove a guy and basically say, okay, we're going to define the force player. Is it force the Mike? Is it the nickel? How are we going to define the force player? And now we have the ability to attack where we want to attack, whether it's, the field, it's in this spot, or whether we want to attack the boundary. Maybe we have our matchup to the corner out here. Maybe they don't go corners over, whatever it may be. And now we had the ability to spread the field. So as the year went on, we started widening our splits and saying, look, we're going to make you have to defend one or the other. So here's an example of us running counter Y with the tight end on the ball. Couple things that I'll tell you the difference with pulling the tight end on the ball as opposed to off the ball. There's definitely some advantages and disadvantages, right? One of the main advantages is if the tight end's off the ball, he can adjust better, right? He can read cloudy or clear. He can have the ability to kind of get his shoulders more square where he can get around the first puller's block. So as we kind of went along with this, we kind of toyed with the tight end, and we would have to make the tackle aware, right, of when we're pulling the tight end on the ball. Okay, the tackle initially, he loves to, we call a gap hinge on the backside, right? He wants to take a 6-inch lateral step. He wants to work B to C gap. All right. He wants to firm it up for the B gap and then protect the C. Well, we start getting a bad habit. The tackle was getting too much depth. Well, hell, it's hard to pull a tight end on the ball if you got the damn tackle, pass setting back there, right? So as we kind of went along, the tight end had to communicate with the tackle. The tackle knew once the tight end's hand was in the ground, he would communicate with him like, look, dude, I'm pulling. Okay, so you can't get as much depth on your gap hinge. You got to be a little bit firmer, and you got to give me a little second here where I can pull and get around the gap hinge. So here's an example here on the backside, right, with the tight end pulling. Okay, we want the tackle to be a little bit firmer at the point. Okay, here we got a little pressure here, so the 3 techniques are looping out, but give the tight end a chance to really open up and give himself some space to clear the back blocks. Okay, because a couple things that kind of ruin this play are up the field techniques, right? Let's say you got a 3 technique hauling ass up the field. Well, the damn tight end is going to have to be able to pull on the ball and get around him and be able to get to the spot without slowing down the back, right? With being able to hide where the pullers were, and then defenses treat tight ends on the ball way different than they do tight ends off the ball. I mean, everybody knows this, right? Linebackers key tight ends. When you're playing a team that I call it a fox safety, right? They want to have the tight end off the ball, and they want to rock and roll depending on where the tight end goes. He goes across, he goes to, I'm going to add on and be the extra defender. The other guy's going to be the high player. Well, we saw that when we put the tight end's hand on the ground, it made the defense declare, right? And not only that, once he pulled, if they were in a man scheme or they're any kind of scheme, the guy that had a man really wasn't used to fitting the run and tracking the puller on the ball to the fit, right? So like now, if a guy wants to choke the tight end and then all of a sudden you pull the tight end, well, hell, this guy's not used to running behind the line of scrimmage. Well, what's he going to do? He's probably going to try to either run over the top, or the tackle might catch him on the gap hinge if he's getting choked right on the backside. So that was kind of what opened up. And then it really helped us open up the offense, because it really, what it did was it hid a lot of what you did, right?